me, my inflammation is back. Trying to figure out why it is, and I think I know. So let's get started on what led to it. So this is the week 12 recap of Carnivore for me, not for her. She's off of it technically, in a sense.
Yeah.
But it's also not day 84 on Sunday. It is now Tuesday,
Day 86.
9 p.m. on day 86. It's been a whirlwind of a week and a half. Balls to the wall. So I hadn't had time to do much of anything. Here we go. What's it been like for you this week?
Gosh, it feels like it's been 3 weeks since we've done this. And I feel really tall, and you seem really short right now.
You got shoes on.
Go, sandals.
I'm barefooted. Take them off.
Well, it just seems like it's been a long time. So it's technically been a week and a half since we've done the last video.
Lots going on.
Yeah, it's been fine. Diet-wise, I've been fine. Stomach's better. But I've come off of eating the carnivore. So I feel better.
So not carnivore. Carnivore.
Yeah. Me more so. I would say me lately 90% carnivore, 10% just adding in paleo friendly, whole food friendly stuff. So I have had some sourdough bread, and I've had some I don't know, slowly started trying to make some of my paleo recipes and stuff again that I've loved so much, but also trying to keep in mind just the slowly adding things back in. I think that's made a big difference. We'll talk in a little bit about how we had kind of asked for recommendations about the carnivore ice cream that we love so much, and that will forever, I think, hang around with us as part of our diet, but kind of more of like a non-dairy ice cream because we were hitting it so hard. And so somebody recommended coconut cream, which tasted good, tasted really good. Y'all loved it and everything.
It was really good.
I ended up about 5 minutes after finishing my bowl of ice cream, getting extremely sick.
Throwing up.
From like one of those ones where it's like the depths of your soul. So it wasn't just like nausea. There was more to it. My body literally wanted to get rid of everything that I had just put in it, and then some. Like I was involuntarily heaving. So
this was Sunday night, wasn't it?
Was it that Sunday night?
Sunday night we introduced coconut.
Not this night. So today's Tuesday. Not 2 nights ago, but yeah, a week and 2 days ago. So.
And I think it's because no gallbladder. The reason why she struggled with it from day one. High fat. Coconut is high fat. And you cut back on your butter because that's high fat. So
ever since I've cut back on everything and I treated myself for an ulcer, everything's been fine as far as my stomach issues go. So that's not been an issue anymore. And so for you?
So for me, my inflammation is back. Trying to figure out why it is, and I think I know. So let's get started on what led to it. So for those that have been following for a while, when we first started this, my 2 primary issues wanted to resolve was digestive issues. I got resolved early on, and then inflammation. And on day 0, I got blood work ran, and day 60, inflammation on day 0 was 3.4.
Something like that.
That was high. I felt it, been feeling it for years, thought that was normal, it's been painful. On day 60, when got blood work ran, and it was a 0.3. So like I think I started feeling around day 45, day 50, I was like, something's improving here. Inflammation got better. So on day 65, I introduced raw milk back into my diet that I hadn't had for 65 days. And since day 65, so day's now 86, I've been drinking a glass of milk in the mornings. Every day, every other day may skip, but a high amount of milk has been added back to my diet. Haven't seen any issues digestively wise. I'm not lactose intolerant. Things were going really well, and then we introduced some fruits. And I think the first fruit for me was blueberries.
Right.
So I ate maybe two handfuls of blueberries, probably that was in 1 week, and then probably 4 mangoes the next. Sunday night we introduced the coconut, as we mentioned a while ago. She made the ice cream. It was coconut cream, coconut milk. I think that was it, coconut wise. It was really good. We all liked it. She threw up. Then the next day, boys and I, Kylie went to on a girls trip with her sister Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just me and the boys. We made that beef tongue platter, sliced it up, fried it in beef liver. I mean, fried it in beef tallow, and it was really good. And then we broke out some of these. Stuck a metal straw in, drank the coconut water, split it, and drank the coconut meat. So
You drank the coconut meat?
ate the coconut meat. And
over time too.
Yeah, over time. We're tired. It's late, so I'm not thinking right. And it was really good. And then I think that was Monday. We added that, and then Tuesday
You started adding this hardcore.
started adding this. The reason why I started adding this is because I've been talking about wanting to transition to animal based, and it's a natural electrolyte.
That's organic coconut water. If you
Yeah.
can't see it, very good.
It's really good. So I started drinking this, trying to reduce the amount of element I've been drinking, the electrolytes, and also I'm trying to reduce the stevia and the monk fruit electrolytes. I'm trying to go more towards raw and reduce the stevia and the element. So this is natural source.
We'll put the link to where we get stuff like this. So we're members of Thrive Market, which I highly recommend for any kind of diet needs. They have a plethora of healthy, sustainable, organic, whatever, non-GMO, whatever you want to filter it by options. And so this is where this comes from, plus a plethora of other things that we order. But I just want to throw that in there. We'll put the link in there.
Yeah, really good stuff. So I drank probably 1.5 of these, 2 of the coconuts, 2 of the coconut water, and then the coconut cream, the ice cream she made. So a good bit of coconut. I'm getting to a point here, long form. So high amount of milk I have consumed since day 65, and this past week and a half I've consumed a lot of coconut. Fruit. So around, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, I started noticing more pain in my neck and back area, all back in here. And I thought it could have been one. I was moving some feed barrels that weighed like 325 pounds each.
Maybe
I pulled something. I didn't feel it at the time. So I thought that could be possible. Or I could have strained something working out. I didn't work out for like 5 days. I started back working out, I think, yesterday. Oh, it was Monday yesterday? Yeah. It's been a whirlwind of the week. But I started back working out again yesterday. Thought that I might have injured something. I don't think that's the case. I'm almost certain it is something that I have ate that's caused my inflammation to come back. And I said from the beginning, I don't want that to come back. I've been dealing with it for years. So I am thinking now that it's either the sugars that are in the fruit or the sugars that are in the milk or the casein that is in the milk. I've been reading up on the that some people are intolerant to the casein in the milk.
That causes specifically inflammation,
Yeah,
or you would also have digestive issues as well. So they could be completely different things.
Yeah.
Like just because the casein affects you, let's say that's what it is, you wouldn't have any. You could not have any of their symptoms, and inflammation would be the only symptom from it.
I think so. So just so you know, our milk is grass-fed, raw, A2A2, and it's supposed to be naturally more digestible. I don't have digestive issues; it's the inflammation. So I'm thinking it's. I really don't want it to be the case. I'm thinking the milk at this point, but it could be the natural sugars, adding the fruits and stuff. So
okay. When you researched it, did they say natural sugars could cause it too?
It said refined sugars cause inflammation.
Well, none of that's refined sugar.
No. But there's 2 variables in the milk: the casein and the sugars. I'm going to mix milk for a little while and see how that goes. And then still keep doing the fruit. introducing that few things there and seeing if that improves.
I will add this in though, that when you are doing the milk, you're also putting protein powder in it. It's
Yes.
not just milk. So there's multiple variables there.
Well, it's the beef broth protein paleo valley stuff, isn't it?
But it does have coconut in it.
Oh, I've been drinking.
Pretty sure.
It could be the
I mean, what
coconut.
if you're overloading on coconut?
Yeah.
I don't have any. We ran out of the paleo valley. That's what I'm looking for. Hopefully going to be in this week. But
So here we go again, another dilemma. There's something that's caused me some issues. I need to figure it out. Last week it was the two pieces of fish I ate that had flour in it and cornmeal. I'm not thinking I might be sensitive to gluten at this point. I haven't introduced bread yet, but I'm thinking to mix the milk for a little while, see how it goes. Plus, Gustus said today he wants to do paleo because he enjoys mommy's cooking and the treats and stuff she makes. On paleo, you don't drink raw milk. So I've been very adamant trying to convince her into going into animal based after this. See how that goes. But I'm thinking now we'll do a paleo for a little while, see how that goes, and then maybe animal based. If we do all three, then I figure out where we fit. That's what I'm thinking. I said a lot.
and if you ask my opinion on it, I'm mainly just on the whole food train. So you'll hear, I think we talked about this last time, you'll hear me use the term paleo constantly just because over the years that's just the term I used. Whole 30 is also along the same lines of that diet, and I like the name Whole 30 better, but I'll spit paleo out, and that's kind of what I'm referring to. But we've had the conversation many times. I'm more focused on not so much of a restrictive diet, but a whole food diet. That is my goal. I feel like, and if you followed us from the beginning, you can box yourself so much in with these diets or these way of eatings, WOEs, that it can eventually cause all kinds of eating disorders or different mental faults and stuff like that. And I do not want to raise the boys with that kind of mindset. I know how that is. So I just trying to focus more on just a whole food type lifestyle. And so that's kind of where I'm coming from with the whole 30/paleo diet. That's more geared to the whole food way. The only problem that I've ever really had with those diets is that you can't have dairy, and we do dairy.
Yeah, milk, yeah.
And I'm going to do dairy and butter. And so for me, it just makes more sense to call it more of a whole food type lifestyle. So
I haven't noticed any issues with we ate heavy amounts of cheese for this whole thing, and my inflammation level was a 0.3. So is there a difference between cheese dairy and raw milk dairy? Because I don't see it. I don't know what is causing it. I feel it. I hope it's not. It feels like inflammation. I mean, it was gone for a while. I've been dealing with it for years. Something has caused it back.
but I will throw this into
it might be this.
that we are busy, busy, busy. So when we first started this carnivore journey, we were not this busy. I mean, you're talking full swing, high stress, lots going on, lots of physical activity, things that, I mean, that can also cause inflammation in your body as well. So,
Stress, yeah, it is possible. But this week, you were gone for a night, girls trip, and then like catch up, and then the storm hit and all that damage, and then
the calf, we had a cow drop, a calf.
Well, that was just going chronological order. I think we put chickens on pasture. Was that in this week? It happened at some point in time. We got pigs this past week and a half, so we got pigs on pasture now, and then calf, our new calf was born, and she's been waking up with me and milking at 5:30. Last night we was out there to what 9. So we've been busy, haven't been able to get to this.
But
when we say that this is our busy season of the year, we're balls to the wall, not over exaggerating that. Fact.
Yeah, so I'm just saying all that. There's a lot of factors. y'all know how I feel about my milk. I couldn't even let it go with my coffee from the beginning. So I'm gonna fight that tooth and nail a little bit, hoping that that's the last thing on there because it doesn't get any more raw than that. So
I go to kind of rule this out some more. I go Friday to get my 90-day blood work ran. That will give me some numbers. Let me know if this is inflammation going on. Is it muscle injury? I think it's inflammation. If it's the sugars that's been causing inflammation, wouldn't my insulin level increase as well?
I don't know anything about that.
That's something to look into as well.
So for me, like Josh mentioned, I have not really stuck to the carnivore 100%.
Since day 65.
Since day 65, 64, I think.
That.
Yeah. And so, but what that looks like for me is basically, you just saw me eating some raspberries, just a little bit more freedom. So Josh just mentioned that I went out of town last week. I ate very good. I stuck to carnivore. My mentality is still very much carnivore. I think it's hard to go 64 days and just come straight off of that. So, and it's easier, honestly, whenever you're out and about to just gravitate towards, the meat or the eggs or the whatever. So we ended up getting something to eat while we were out. Ended up ordering a steak, and I was like, I'm gonna get a sweet potato, and I'm just gonna get cinnamon on it, which is Whole30. And what side did I get? I asked my sister what side she wanted. She said broccoli, and so because it came with two sides, so I gave her my broccoli. I did not want to dive back into the vegetables because I didn't digestively want to, introduce something new and go through all of that. And so I killed my steak and was going to partake in the sweet potato and took one bite of it and said, I don't want this, and pushed it to the side, and that was it. And then we happened to have an Aldi right across the street, and I said, do you want to get something to like snack on in the hotel room? She said, yeah, let's go over there. If we don't, we'll regret it. So I ended up going over there and walked in, and thankfully the way Aldi is laid out, all the fruits are when you first walk in. And it was like, because I really didn't have an idea of what I was going to get just to have to snack on. And the fruits when we walked in, so I got me a little thing of raspberries, a little thing of blueberries, and I got me a block of cheese, like a little wedge of cheese, and sent a picture to Josh later on when we were back in the room and said, this is dessert. And it was absolutely amazing. And just to have that, what's the word I'm looking for, instilled in me now from doing carnivore was really nice. Like, you haven't had the chocolates and the sweets and all that stuff, and technically you're still, I'm not technically on carnivore anymore. We had said it was going to be a 90-day carnivore challenge, but yes, but I have not gone off the deep end. So I'm just kind of in limbo of what I'm actually calling it. I haven't gone off the deep end. And so to go and get that and then be able to really enjoy that, it's just such an enjoyment. And that's something we talked about early on in carnivore as we started kind of introducing some spices and stuff back. Just the enjoyment that we were getting from the food and the explosion in your mouth. Yeah, the taste buds. Like, I'm still getting that from the blueberries and the raspberries, and I enjoy it. I really do. My body was not adapting well to carnivore. I'm still losing weight now. Changing the way that I'm eating versus what I was even doing on carnivore. I was all over the place. Had gained 10 pounds at one point. It was a mental struggle. My body was struggling. And so for me, it was not for me, but I just want to throw that out there. Haven't gone off the deep end. And there are some things that have stuck with me from doing the carnivore. And that was just really neat to kind of be out and about. And it would have been very easy to be like, you know what? We're away. We're taking a break. Like, let's just dive in. And what's one night? And just to be able to mentally say, oh, hey, but there's raspberries that you haven't really had a lot of lately, or blueberries, and you really like cheese. Why don't you just grab that? That mentality and that decision, that was really nice to have experienced that. So that's a definite plus to carnivore.
Change your mindset going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that completely. Like, people's been asking us, like, what are you gonna eat on your when's your last day? What are you gonna eat? What are you gonna splurge on?
You want to tell them?
I said I would do pizza. Like I would, but I don't know if I want to do that.
I don't even want pizza.
Like I'm not craving it.
It's wild.
I know how it was before carnivore. I mean, our diet wasn't like the conventional American diet.
No, it wasn't.
We ate healthy prior, but I still had issues. I've thrived. We've seen, you've been following us for a while. I've been thriving on carnivore. All the things I wanted to get improved, the digestive, the inflammation until possibly now.
So even with our
level,
whole food way of eating, even before like the 95%, 95% whole food way of eating we were before carnivore, there were still things that were affecting you some way. And carnivores allowed you to slowly add stuff back in and figure out,
eliminate everything.
Right?
What
is it? What's triggering all this?
And now I got some questions now. What could be causing me some issues? Could it be gluten? Could it be celery seed? Was one thing I think has caused the issue. There's a lot of questions out there that I never had before. I just thought it was normal life. We would go out and eat places before. The next day, I would pay for it digestively because it was a whole plate of just food. I paid for it the next day digestively, and then inflammation. I just have been living with that. I thought it was just getting old. That's not the case. Yeah, we are, but that is not the case because it improved. I was feeling great until now. So something's going on. I don't know. I've been even pondering continuing carnivore after, but she's struggling with it. I think it also would be neat to introduce the kids. She wants to do paleo. Gus has asked to do paleo. Get them out of that mindset change as well. Because I mean, they like the snacks and stuff. Little Debbie's, Nutty Buddy bars used to be my go-to junk snack food. Little Debbie's. I love those things. I would snack. Ate healthy, but in moderation. I partook in snacks. I mean, you say I snack a lot. You crack on me on that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't want a Nutty Buddy bar anymore. I'm past that. I don't want any.
I don't keep Nutty Buddy bars in our house, by the way, or Little Debbie cakes. That's what it sounds like. We're talking like grandparents and stuff.
When we're out. But like, my mindset has completely changed from this carnivore. I don't want any more seed oils. I don't want any more of the refined sugars, the bleached flours, the man-made crap, the preservatives. I don't want that anymore. I know how I felt eliminating that, how I felt before carnivore and how I felt during it. I want that stuff out of my body. And we like our kids to get in a mindset of they don't need that candy. They don't need that Nutty Buddy bar. Let's eat some of Mommy's healthy snacks. She makes fruit bars and stuff like that. They're delicious meals. Get their mindset to change because mine's changed. My mindset is more reinforced more than it was pre-carnivore. We're all about know your food, know your farmer. We're foodies, health conscious. That's concreted now. I can't see myself getting away from that.
Yeah, you're more crunchy now than I could ever have imagined 13 years ago.
Yeah. What's at the end of your fork affects you. Yeah. This concreted in. So, anything else you need to say?
I don't think so.
We're gonna do one more video after I get my blood work results in.
So yeah. We were talking about. Let's go back and hit on. We're talking about a lot of people were asking, what is your meal going to be afterwards?
Oh yeah.
And we were saying we don't really want anything. If you followed along our journey, I mentioned the other day that we made the boys like organic pizza we had bought from the store.
Yep.
And I guess this was saying one of them didn't taste right, so I tasted it. And I was like, oh, it's actually really good. It was a lot of whole quality ingredients, which is what we buy. And it was one of those where Josh was like, you just bit into that. And I'm like, yeah, but I took a bite and I put it down and walked away. It was no big deal. It wasn't like a, wow. Yeah, like I got to keep on. Like I mentally could allow myself to have that. It wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't going to kill me, and able to walk away from it. And that was, something that had quality ingredients in it. But to answer the question of what are you going to eat? So day 90 actually is this Saturday. So day 1 off of our 90-day challenge is going to fall on Easter. So we've got a few things planned for that day. You'll have to stay tuned to see if they were actually, if we're going to dive off the deep end and have a few days of splurge before we dive back into something else or not. So
I know I really don't want to make any drastic decisions until after my blood work comes in, which is probably Monday or Tuesday. But I may eat something. I may not. I don't know. It's up in the air. But I do know whatever we decide to do, we're gonna need a break for a little while. It's been 90 days of filming constantly, editing, time consuming. That was okay during the fall and winter, beginning of spring. Now we're balls to the wall. It's our busy season. So much going on.
For 3 days, we've been talking about when are we going to do this video? We're going to do this video, and
can't even find time to do a 30-minute video until it's 9:00, 9:15 now.
Yeah. So
so
this is really
we're needing to take a break for a little while, and then maybe pick up. We might do paleo. If the kids want to do it. I'd like to see what it'd be with all of us 60 days. Then go from there. Maybe do it animal based. I may gravitate back to carnivore.
Well, there's a lot of people, and I was thinking about it today after I went to the grocery store and loaded up on some things, and there's a lot of people who will do this for this set amount of time, and it's like, okay, now I'm going to transition to this. I'm kind of like put my body in a shock, and then I'm going to go back to this, and then you just kind of change things up. And I think that's fine as long as you know what foods trigger you at that point, so you're not just all over the place.
That's the benefit of carnivore is you eliminate everything and you get to determine what is affecting you when you introduce it.
So we don't know. For me personally, was it the coconut?
Anything high fat.
Or was it the high fat? I don't know. I do know that anytime I thought about coconut lately, I kind of like cringe. So that just might be because I picked it up for 20 minutes that night and then heaved everything else. So
I've been occasionally saying, here, eat this coconut experiment, and she like smacks it out.
No, but I have baked with it because I've made a couple of Whole30 recipes, and I put coconut flour and coconut sugar in some of that stuff, and it's been fine. So
yeah, I'm wanting to try to introduce a few more things slowly. Take out the milk for a little while, see what happens. Add some more fruits. I'm gonna add sourdough bread. Our next farm event, the baker's coming, the organic baker. I'm gonna try sourdough bread. I think I might be sensitive to gluten. I'm gonna experiment with that. I may film some clips here and there. We may do not on a daily basis, but just I don't know. I don't know where we're going. Just take a little. We're gonna take a break. I'm still gonna be doing some experimenting. We'll make a decision later on.
We'll definitely come back on and do a video next week after your blood results come back.
Yes.
And we kind of do an overall wrap up of carnivore. And I would like to do just a specific video on the pros and cons specifically and not get off topic on a million other things.
Yeah, we've been rambling here.
I think that would be good.
What was our favorite dishes?
Yeah.
Benefits we've seen.
Yeah, just like a focus
and go over my blood work. That'd be the thing. I have my day 0 blood work, my day 60 blood work, and I'll have day 90 on the next one. So then make a decision then on what direction to go. I'll get some numbers on paper. For me.
For you personally.
Yeah, she's had the stomach ulcer and.
Yeah, I mean, I'm dead set on. I'm just kind of doing a whole food diet and going from there, not trying to box in things. You know, if there's something and I said pizza and you want a bite of it, take a bite of it and kind of move on. But that's kind of just where I am right now. So weight wise, how has it been for you this week?
Still maintaining 148.
And I'm
muscle gain.
Yeah, I'm lighter now than I was when I was focusing on carnivore and all that. So that's nice to be able to eat out of the box a little bit and still be able to lose weight and feel better and be, I think, mentally in a better place. So, all right, it's bedtime. It's past bedtime. We're tired.
Yeah, wake up at
we're
5:30 to milk the cow.
we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for watching.
See you on the next.
Bye.